Welcome to the Side Action Podcast, the sports gambling show that covers everything in the world of sports betting from A through Z. We'll cover the four major sports, as well as anything and everything in between worth some action, and will increase the size of your bankroll. And here we go.
All right, we are live. We're figuring it out here. Welcome to the Side Action, episode 3 of season 7. I am Jim Weglars, aka Wegs. You can follow me at Wegspool on X and Instagram.
And I'm Vacation Coop this week. We're going to go ahead and switch it up. But you can check me on Instagram at Dalton Cooper, at X on Mr. Grumpy Gills. We are the Side Action Podcast. Nice shirt, by the way.
Look at this.
We're coming to you live from the Aria Pool. And it is hot already, baby.
It's hot as balls out here, as they say. Other than a couple of rats fucking in a wool sock. But hey, it's only 100 degrees, Coop. It's supposed to get to 105 in 4 hours, so we got to get this knocked out. We actually have a esteemed guest over there, and Dave, Arizona Dave. I don't know what his Senior Dave we'll call him, because he likes to play with the senior citizens at the Westgate. So yeah, I mean, we got in yesterday. We had a good time. We started off kind of slow, just three of us, right? Edmund, yourself, me, and next thing you know, we're rolling bones, and next thing you know, we're at Aria late. Next thing you know, Jimmy Weggs is at Park MGM till 2:30 in the morning.
You forgot the chandelier.
Oh, the chandelier bar, of course. Who could forget
being
that?
Being severely underdressed at the chandelier was a good time. Yeah, I'm in like a t-shirt and flip-flops, and like everybody in there's like business class. Like, that was funny.
Everybody was like wearing their, really nice outfits. We had flip-flops and the
Sunday best.
Sunday best. But this is Vegas, baby. You can do whatever you want to do. You've got something on right now. I don't think the audience can see that. You might need to give a little stand-up for the viewing audience. Anyway.
Oh, for the viewing. If anything, we'll just, if anything, we can move it.
Well, we've got the champ.
The champ.
Okay, he's got it. He's got it. It's made it to the Aria Pool. It hasn't made it to the Strip yet, right?
No.
You haven't tried to make money like we discussed?
I was going to say.
We were going to make money for Mitch Alcock.
Yeah.
We still could.
We still could. It's not out of the question. It's just a matter of if at this point, not when.
Yeah, I think you just walk around. You say, "Hey, you want to take a picture with the bell?" They say yes. Give me $10.
There it is.
That's it. Come on. Or maybe up at 25, you get like chips.
Yeah, maybe you can touch it at 25.
Ooh, wait a second.
Yeah.
Talking about touching last night. Yeah, somebody tried to make me touch them last night. But
oh, nice.
I didn't have enough winning in that situation. So anyway, but we're here. I signed up for the circuit contest this morning with my sister. The best proxy service. They're actually talking about doing it for real, because there's all these proxies there signing up people, and I'm like, Dave and my sister, like, you guys could do a real proxy, like, just make some money.
Yeah.
And just, you're there, obviously you got a child who's 20 now. He's legal, almost legal, 21.
Yeah.
You could do the picks too. So anyway, I've got the hat on, the Survivor hat. We also signed up for the picks contest. I got to talk to Action about getting those picks in tomorrow morning, but yeah, but pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
We're on vacation, baby. We're happy to be
We got
here.
the Krispy Kremes.
Yeah.
He did everything but bring the mic. So if you can't hear us that well, sorry, we're going to try to speak.
Yeah, 100% on me. 100% on me. I'll wear this one. I'll wear it.
So I didn't actually put anything. Oh, actually, I did put it. I didn't put anything in the Club Dub. But who are you taking to the shed this week at Coop?
Well, first and foremost, I'm putting Ridgeway at the shed.
Oh God,
yeah,
yes.
Ridgeway completely.
I hope
bailed.
you're listening, Ridgeway.
She should have been here at least for today. It's a beautiful day. We're poolside, having a couple of beverages. Enjoying what's going on.
Jenny's over here serving.
Yeah, absolutely. Bottles. Grade A service, and that's tough to beat. You can't get that anywhere.
You only live once, Ridgeway. You only live once. So we'll see you next year, supposedly.
Yeah, we hope the Yankees win just for you, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that Yankees.
Gag. That felt so bad. I feel dirty. Anyway, and then we're going to go with, this one's tough. Real Atin. I don't know if you know who this is, but he's the VP of content.
Okay.
He got fired on on Wednesday. He was for the commies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was their VP of content.
Interesting.
So he'd been with the team for about 4 years, but he started making negative comments about Jerry Jones, and then that called Roger Goodell a $50 million puppet, and apparently it didn't line up with what the Commanders think as an organization. So he got taken to the shed this week for that.
Jerry's like the number 2, he's like Roger Goodell's little guy. So
I think it's the other way around. I think
Jerry runs him.
Jerry runs. Yeah, they're the most valued franchise.
Yeah, you just can't tug on Superman's cape.
Yeah, that's fair. And then I'm gonna put myself in the shed.
What?
So I had an aisle seat, and we were loading, and I was in group 5, so I was in the last group.
Okay.
I felt I was in the clear.
Yeah, we're doing great.
And it felt that, you kind of watch everybody follow in.
Yeah.
I thought I had the middle seat to myself, but that was going to be me, empty seat, and then the woman
You
on
got the
the
broad
window.
shoulders. You need
Yeah,
some space.
absolutely. And then, of course, like the third to last person, he taps me on the shoulder. He'd walk by me. That's why I thought I was in the clear. And he tapped me. He's like, "Oh, I'm sitting in that seat." And he was probably about 5'7", about 270. So yeah, we got
kind of a rounder jump.
Yeah, he was about 5'7" by 5'7". So we got
a square.
We got real acquainted on the way there. So let's put it that way.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take myself to the shed because I thought I was in the clear, and then
He probably had to put his bag up behind you and then came back.
it was tough. It was a tough scene all around.
Well, I will do my two. One is an obvious one, and that's the Chicago White Sox. They really should have been in the shed all year. We kind of discussed them already, but it is now official. There's no way that they cannot set that record pretty much. I mean, I don't know if there's 12 games left, but they are not going to win 43 games. They're going to set the all-time Major League, loss record. So, White Sox, you're bad. I have the hat. I was going to wear it, but I decided not to stick with the circuit because this is for winners. You guys are in the shed for losers.
Thanks.
So the other one would be Frontier Airlines.
Yeah.
You made it on Spirit, no problem.
Yeah, no problem.
United was fine.
Brand new plane, even.
Brand new plane. The problem is Lieutenant Cavs, aka Lee Fan, who is my roommate for this trip, he was 7 hours late for Frontier. And it was a beautiful day in both places, Chicago and Vegas. Somehow the plane didn't show up for 6.5 hours. So then he finally got to go on the plane. He got in at midnight last night, so he missed all the fun. He did hear, and also one more shed, Mandalay, whatever was going on last night, a crazy alarm went off at 5 in the morning. I was only in for an hour and a half. I was trying to get my little bit of rest before my day, and crazy alarm went off, and I was screaming, and it was like worse than the cat at home, to be honest with you.
Yikes.
Much louder.
Yeah, that's tough. That's a tough way to. That's a hell of an alarm clock at 5 a.m.
Woo.
too.
But hey, it says I got a 3% recovery according to the Whoop, so
Nice.
I'm ready for another day.
We're here
In Vegas.
We're coming to you live.
So Club Dub, don't have anybody currently, but
Oh man. Wow.
I would say let's just go off the cuff. I'm gonna first of all, Club Dub, my sister,
Nice.
the proxy. She came through in the clutch. Not just picked me up at the airport yesterday. The whole family did. It was kind of nice to see them.
Nice.
But she's here. We go down there. This is the second year in a row she's been signing me up, and it was really great. We got the picture done, and she's great. My sister Jenna. Come on, Club Dub. I know she doesn't drink, but maybe she likes
We got a nice NA for her.
snacks.
Yeah.
Some snacks? We got any snacks in there?
Well,
Some nosh?
we can find some snacks. We can dig around and find something.
Who do you have in Club Dub this week?
So I was hoping you were going to put him in there, but Isaiah Likely was going to Club Dub. Even though the Ravens didn't win, he had a hell of a game. Was it 9 catches, over 100 yards?
120 yards.
Should have been 2
Should have
touchdowns.
been a touchdown.
Well, he had 1 touchdown.
He
It
did.
could have been 2. So,
But he wears size 14 shoes.
so we're putting he didn't wear white shoes either. So we're putting him in Club Dub. Xavier Worthy as well had a big game. He had 2 touchdowns.
Rookie's first game, 2 TDs.
Rookie.
I'm like 2
breakout.
touches? Did he have 2 touches or 3?
I think he had 2 catches and then obviously the rushing touchdown.
Okay, so he had 3 touches, 2 touchdowns. Not bad.
Yeah,
Good
not too
efficiency.
bad. Yeah, 66%. We'll take it.
Yeah.
So he's obviously in Club Dub. Matt Chapman, on
Okay.
Tuesday, he signed a 6-year, $151 million extension with the Giants. So can you tell me what position he plays?
Chapman?
Yeah.
151 million. That's a lot of money. Pitcher?
No, he's third baseman.
Oh.
But you're close.
I
We'll
like-
take it.
I
We'll
like-
take
I
it.
like
I'm glad you're in
third
the right sport. I'm glad you didn't go football
Well, I
there,
figured it was
so.
the Giants. I mean, they don't pay anybody like that.
And then Club Dub, we're gonna give a shout out to Alex Morgan. It's like every kid my age's first crush, I would say, from female perspective. Like Alex Morgan was real big when I was middle school, high school. She was like the babe. So
yeah, awesome.
Shout out to her. She announced her retirement. I believe that was Tuesday or Wednesday. So we'll put her in Club Dub. Smile because it happened. Don't laugh don't cry because it's over.
She's won some golds in her time.
Yeah. So
That's
she's having
good.
her second baby.
Oh, wow. Good for her. Good for her. All right. Well, this week we are going in our regular schedule where we're going to talk about college picks first. Obviously, Dalton's the man. We're going to see if he can continue his hot streak from last year, and then we'll go to the NFL picks. So we'll break down a few key games for college that we really like, maybe some angles within the game, and then we'll talk about every game on the slate for the NFL, except for, first, we'll talk about last night's game, too. So I put down some marquee games, but doesn't mean you have to pick these games, but the big game, of course, tomorrow is in the big house, right?
Yeah.
Michigan is hosting. The champs are hosting Texas. Texas is an up-and-coming team. It's really early out here. It's going to be 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Right now, the line is 7.5 favorites for Texas on the road. The disrespect. And then a really low total, 42.5. I thought that was pretty low. So I know where you're leaning here, but do you think that the number's actually right, or actually maybe a little light?
Yeah, I mean, I would take Texas all the way up to 10. I would take them all the way to double digits. And I flirt with that over-under. I just don't know how many points Michigan is going to score. I feel like Texas is going to help hit the over, but I just don't know if Michigan's going to score enough to help with the over. So I love Texas here. They've got really good offensive line depth. I think 4 of their starters on the O-line have started for 3 years. So just that continuity, they feel a lot like the Michigan team of last year, to where they have good quarterback play, they have good offensive and defensive
better
line play,
defense,
and just So, and Sark's a good coach, so I don't see them having any trouble going in there and competing with Michigan.
Okay, you heard it here. Alt line, get that. It's plus money if you get up there instead of minus 110. Okay, and then the total, you think it's about right, maybe under?
Yeah, I would probably lean under, but I wouldn't blame you if you took the over. If Michigan can score 17 or 20 points, the over should hit.
Yeah. All right, this is the all Iowa game. Iowa State at Iowa. This is 12:30 Pacific tomorrow. Tomorrow. Foreshadows are going to be going crazy because it's an Iowa bar. Iowa's a home favorite at 2.5 and really low total at 35. But did you see last week, Iowa actually scored some points last week?
Yeah, without the defense contributing to that point.
That's amazing. Yeah. They are capable against a really bad team to score some points, but Iowa State's pretty good. But what do you think in this game?
Oh, I love Iowa here. Yeah, the people of Foreshadows are going to love me this week. I'm tooting Iowa horn.
You're going to drink out of the dog bowl?
We'll see.
That's what they do there.
Yeah, we'll see. But I love Iowa. I'd give you all the way up to maybe 6 or 7 points, and I think you take the over here. I think Iowa may hit the over by themselves.
I'm reading Hawkeyes by 10 here.
Yeah, at least. So they had 23 first downs. They had 492 yards of offense last week. They're very balanced. They had 251 in the air, 241 on the ground.
They were playing North Dakota.
Playing North Dakota, but I think it's just a bad physical matchup for Iowa State. They played North Dakota last week, and they had trouble, I think, handling their physicality. They only ran for like 90 yards last week, or 86 yards. Iowa State did. So they seem like a very one-dimensional team, and Iowa's definitely a step up in class from what they just saw. So
for sure.
I don't get this 2.5. I think it should be more like 6.5, but I think...
Well, traditionally, Iowa State beats them. That's why I think this had maybe not... This was obviously a while back when they had better coaching. I don't know who this coach is now, but yeah, I hear you. That's okay. So it's a light number. I mean, another juice it up.
Yeah, I love that number. Yeah.
Okay. Man loves the favorites. You know that. Okay, the next one I put down is Kansas at Illinois, 4 p.m. Pacific time. Why did I put this? Because you said you love Kansas so much. I know you wanted to talk about your Jayhawks. But they're 5.5 point favorites on the road. This is a much higher total. 55.5 is the total. So I would think that you like the over in this one because Kansas can really put up the numbers. But what do you think about the side?
Yeah, I think the number's pretty close here. If I had to lean one way, I'd go Kansas, just because I think they'll be able to outscore Illinois. I really like the over, though. I think you should take the over. I think you should feel good about it. Luke Altmaier, he started last year, but he's already on the right foot this year. He had 4 touchdowns in their first game. He only had 13 all of last season.
Okay.
So he's definitely at least shown a little bit of progression. Obviously, it's not against the competition of Kansas, but if they scored, Kansas could score 40 or 50 by themselves.
They can.
So
they will.
They have the opportunity between Jalen Daniels and Devin Neal. They had, I think Devin Neal had 2 touchdowns and over 100 yards receiving last week from 2 different quarterbacks. So Kansas had 530 total yards of offense in the first week. There's no reason why this team can't score, at will, basically.
Yeah. So it's just going to be can Illinois keep up?
Yeah, essentially. I would definitely feel good taking the over, though.
Okay.
Because life's way too short to take the under.
Exactly. Yeah, we're in Vegas. We want to win. Why play the don't pass when you can play the pass line?
Exactly.
And lose. But anyway, the next game is Tennessee at NC State. This is going to be a good ball game. I talked about NC State last week. This is at 4:30 Pacific. 8-point favorites for Tennessee on the road here. Huge total, 60.5. I said, so let the fireworks begin. But we had talked about the quarterback of Tennessee being in the Heisman conversation, but NC State was one of those dark horses, man. I think it's too many points. I'm not necessarily going to bet this game in terms of the money line, but I think I'd go +8.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. I think this is a trap game from a number standpoint. So, you're sacrificing, obviously, a little bit of quarterback play. The value is, I think, in my opinion, with NC State.
Yeah.
But, Tennessee is 14-2 against non-SEC opponents. They've won 11 in a row under their current coach Heppel. So, and also the last time these teams played, it was in 2012, and Tennessee won by 14 points. They beat them 35-21. So they're 2-1 all time. They haven't faced each other very frequently, to say the very least. So I don't like the number. I actually like the under here.
Okay.
And I don't like that 8 number. If you could tease it down, teasing it up with somebody else, I would much rather do that.
Or you could tease the total up if you like an under. You go up to 66.5. You go down to
bring it
2.
down. Yeah,
that's a better number.
That's what I would recommend on this line. I think the 8 is right at a really good number.
Okay. Last game I wanted to highlight was Colorado, Nebraska. This is also 4:30 Pacific when we're out here in Vegas. Nebraska is a 7-point favorite at home, 59-point total. Again, another high total. And you saw the highlight reel catch by, what's his name, Travis
Hunter.
The guy's really good, but that was against not a great football team. You love Nebraska this year. I know that Mahomes called the quarterback his cousin, which I got a little confused me. Is he his cousin? No, but he's not.
Yeah, Dylan Raiola.
Yeah, that guy's good. Yeah. So he's freshman, 2 freshmen starting. So I'm sure you're going to lean Nebraska here, but is that too many points?
I don't think it is.
Okay.
The teams that give Colorado trouble are the teams that are physical, like Nebraska's built. Colorado's built to win shootouts. They don't like to get physical, whether it's in the trenches or even like in the front 7. So I really like Nebraska here. I think the only way Colorado wins is if Travis and Shedeur go off. I mean, they had 3 touchdowns last week against North Dakota State.
And it was actually fairly close early in that game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It wasn't a blowout right away.
So it's really going to come down to those 2 guys are obviously probably the 2 best players on the field. Can they keep a whole team in the game? We'll see. But yeah, I really like Dylan Raiola. I think Nebraska's a sleeping giant. So they had over 500 yards of total offense in the first week. They had 30 first downs. They were 11 of 17 on third down, which I really like a lot. Because they're efficient. They know what the hell they are. They have an identity. And just
Hunter playing both ways still.
Yeah, and they have Matt Rule. They got a good coach.
Yeah, he's a good coach.
This Nebraska team feels a little different. They feel like they have a little more continuity than years past. They definitely have better quarterback play, and that's very evident already. So I really like Nebraska here.
All right, you heard it here. So go over your top 3 picks here. It sounds like we already went over these, so that's great.
Yeah, no, I just kind of recapped. I liked all the games. The 2 that I really felt the best about were Texas and Iowa, but we threw Nebraska in there as well. So I would take Texas at -7.5. I'd take Nebraska at -7, and Iowa I would take the -2.5 and the over. We're going to do the regression of last year where we took Iowa and the unders. We're going to take Iowa's and overs this year.
Yeah. They're going to score more this year. That's awesome. Okay, well, let's transition to NFL now, Coop. We've got a big slate, although last night obviously took one game off of there. We had obviously the Chiefs with 1. You mentioned likely almost had that. Could have been go-ahead touchdowns. They were going to go for 2, but the Chiefs did cover that number, but the game did go over. It was 45.5, went over to 47, so 27-20. We've got a big game tonight. First time ever in Sao Paulo, Rio. What do you think about Rio?
I love that movie, The Bird.
Yeah.
The Bird Fly. It's such a cute movie.
I got to go to Rio someday. I heard it's pretty nice. But I heard the Packers' colors are – Packers playing Eagles tonight. It would be like 5:20 this time, I think, Pacific time.
Okay.
So,
can you talk about that security incident, by the way, that you teased last week?
Yeah, so a couple things. First of all, the Packers' colors are some gang color in Sao Paulo. So there's speculation that it could be ugly if they actually wear their traditional colors. So I'm not sure what they're going to do. I'm curious to see what they wear tonight.
They'll probably be the away team. They'll probably wear white.
White, but leaving the helmets? Because if they're that yellow color, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. So that's kind of what they were talking about. And I just heard that it's going to be really hard to secure the field. Like just the stadium. Yeah. So it could be really a wild game tonight.
Interesting. Okay.
Edmund's obviously he's a big bird man. He started a little aside for the trip. We've got a text chain going, which Dave over there never responds to, by the way. He started with the Eagles chant. I think at first I'm like, why is he putting E? What is?
Yeah, I was wondering.
Then he put A, and I'm like, I know what he's doing. I am not going to follow up with GLES because that's what he wants me to do. F that, but. Anyway, Eagles are favored by 2.5 tonight, 48.5 point total. I do like the Eagles. I already bet it for 2.5.
Really?
So, yeah. I mean, I know how I am. I'm a Packers guy. I've got my little Jordan Love jersey.
Homer.
But this is one of the losses I charted on the season. So, Philadelphia gets the win.
Nice. Instead of the ambulance this week.
Yeah. Well, they're doing a tour. Helicopter tour.
Nice. Okay. Oh, man. I have a hard time with this. I go back and forth because it's just more of like what team was going to travel better, what team. I think the value is with the Packers. I can see the Eagles winning. If you're going to get 2.5 points, the Packers could very easily win this game.
Right. Neutral field.
Yeah, neutral field. And just I don't know that the relationship between Sirianni and the rest of the team, that scares me with this team more than anything, is that, they got rid of their defensive coordinator last year in the middle of the season. Why not, who's to say they're not going to get rid of their head coach in the middle of the season this year?
Well, Fangio's on the staff. He's a DC.
And they have Kellen Moore, too. That's probably where they would lean.
The joystick.
Yeah, that's probably where they would lean if I were to guess. Or they'd call Bill Belichick. That's what I would do.
Now, the Packers do have that new defense. It'll be more of a blitzing style, which I'm excited to see, especially against the Eagles' offense, which I think should be pretty formidable. Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, we don't know how good that offensive line is going to be, though.
That's true.
That's the only thing that really worries. Yeah, he lost arguably the greatest center of all time, and all of a sudden they think they just got better because they added Saquon. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, so you take the points.
I would take the points.
It's probably a wise move. I've already under, 48.5.
Yeah, I would definitely take that.
I think they're going to put on a show.
I think it's going to be a fast clock. I think both these teams are going to run the ball. They both acquired off-season running backs. They both got, one got Josh Jacobs, the other one got Saquon Barkley. So I could definitely see a quick first half of trying to establish the run, stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm going against you here on this one. I think it'll be just they're going to try to showcase the NFL. At least they may not work, but there'll be a lot of trick plays. They're going to do fun stuff. I mean, they're really going to convince the Brazilians to start playing American football. Clearly, yeah, for sure, no question. All right, let's get into the main Sunday slate. Let's start off with we've got a comment in the background. There's that helicopter again. Anyway. Steelers at Falcons, first game. This game is kind of waffling between 3 and 3.5. I've seen 2.5s too. So right now we're going to put the line as 3-point favorites for the Falcons at home, 42-point total. I like the Steelers, and we had a big discussion about this yesterday. So I know you're against me here, but I just think Mike Tomlin, man, I don't love him. I know you don't love him either, but he's going to have his team ready to play. You've got Kirk Cousins coming back. I know they're going to be really good. I just think they're a little bit overrated. So I'm going to take the money line on the Pittsburgh plus 3. I know
you're making a great mistake.
Well, this is your survivor pick. We already discussed this.
Yeah, I was going to say, I love the Falcons here. I think Russell Wilson's going to run himself into 2 or more sacks.
Well, yeah, sure.
I think the speed of this defense is going to surprise the Steelers. I really do. I think a lot of people have slept on. They obviously Kirk Cousins and the offense and all that stuff, but they're sleeping on the defensive.
The best safety combo.
Yes. So and Judon. So I like the Falcons here. I would take the over. I think Kirk Cousins has a nice return from his Achilles injury. No one's really talking about his Achilles. We're all talking about Aaron Rodgers' Achilles. So
yeah,
I think the intent, and it's 1:00 Sunday on.
I know that's the Kirk Cousins window.
It's literally his window. So
and it's indoors in a dome.
Yes. So I don't see why not. Like if this was literally Kirk Cousins on the Vikings last year without an injury, we would be hammering the Vikings right now. I just don't see why you don't take.
And you like the over? I think that's probably right.
So I mean TJ Watt may affect the game a little bit, but I think there's way too many weapons here for the Falcons for this to not. This feels like a 6-point spread to me.
Wow, look at this. Well, maybe I'll stay away. We'll see. You might talk me into it. What about the Cardinals at Bills?
Oh, I love this game too.
I think this line is down to 6 now for the Bills at home. Another survivor pick for many for the Bills. 48-point total. It's probably the second most popular survivor pick this week. But a lot of pundits do like your pick with the Cardinals, and I think it's probably because of Kyler, because he's going to be running around out there. But it's also the Bills; they're slow starters sometimes in the season.
I think it's just a mix of like what we saw from this team last year too. Like the weakness of this Bills defense is their linebacking core. We saw them. Even in the playoff game the previous year, Joe Mixon, the Bengals went and just ran all over them, and they still didn't address it the next season. They didn't address it this offseason. So, yeah, I think James Conner is a hammer play here. If you're going to take over for props on running backs, I think you take all of his overs.
Are you going to sprinkle a little money line here? Sprinkle?
I would definitely feel good about it. I mean, I wouldn't argue it. I definitely like the 6.5 though. Oh, absolutely. If you can get it at 7 even. Oh my God, yeah. Oh yeah, we'll take it to the bank. So
the Bills Mafia will probably bet that up, so you're probably in good shape.
Any rush prop for the Cardinals, I like the overs. Yeah.
Okay. Can I interest you in the Titans at the Bears?
Oh man.
The Bears are 3.5-point favorites at home, 45-point total. Here's the stat I'm going to get. Rookies, it's not a stat. Rookies are just abysmal against the spread. I heard some crazy number. Like the last time a rookie quarterback won on his opening start was like whatever. It was like David Carr or something.
Yeah, it was 2002 against the Cowboys.
That's ridiculous. So 3.5.
Well, the last number one overall
pick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because in 2018, Sam Darnold was a first-round pick, but he did win his first start, but it's against the Lions.
Number one pick. So
yeah.
I think the Bears can win the game. I just don't like the 3.5. It's a terrible number. I know the Titans are supposed to be bad. I've heard a lot of steam for putting some money on Will Levis leading yardage in week 1. I know the Bears' defense is good, but I'm just hearing I'm telling you what I'm hearing. So I don't like the number. I think the Bears will win the game, but I do not like the number. So Titans plus 3.5.
I like the under.
Okay.
I think this I can't see. a world where Will Levis wins this game in a shootout. Like I can't see like a 35-32 game or a 30-35 game.
Yeah.
I can see like a 17-15 or 17-14 game. If like the Titans are going to win, I feel like it's going to be ugly. But if the Bears win, I feel like it's going to be a landslide.
Okay.
So, I like the under here.
Okay.
But just to back up your stat too, in the last 8 games, last 8 starts for rookie quarterbacks, they're 0-7-1. So they're one tie, obviously. So we're going to see what happens. It definitely doesn't fit the mold, but also I worry because this isn't a typical first overall team. Usually that team sucks. They get a guy, but this team didn't suck. They got somebody else's pick who did suck.
They did.
So
they did.
I don't know. I don't know if that's a reason to throw out all the data that we have.
Well, we'll talk about a couple rookies here starting this week. So this is the one I think they can probably win. He can win the game.
Yeah.
But again, we're talking about the spread there. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
See.
Then Patriots at Bengals. This is the most popular Survivor pick. The Bengals are 8.5-point favorites, 40.5-point total, really low total. The Patriots are kind of reputed to be the worst team in the league this year, which is kind of weird. But there's a lot of issues with the Bengals. I mean, Chase, is he going to play officially?
I have no idea.
I don't either. And I know they have continuity. He's been there a long time in the offense, and I do like the Bengals long term. But 8.5 is a big number. Patriots. I can't back this team, but I'm not. We're actually going to fade this one in Survivor because we think 40 to 50% are going to take this game, and it'll be the Titanic pick. If they lose,
everybody's
boom,
gone.
half the people are out.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. There's not really a lot to talk about with this game. It's just like how much the Bengals will win by and who's going to be playing.
Oh, we've got Edmund.
Nice.
Another side action shirt.
Save you a chair.
Okay, let's get to the next game. This is an intriguing game as well. Texans at Colts. Texans are a 3-point road favorite here, 48.5-point total. This is a tough one. A divisional opponent, a divisional, home dog in this one. We all know how Houston probably will win this division. They've been, obviously had a great year last year, C.J. Stroud, but Anthony Richardson ran all over him last year. I like him in this game. I love him getting the points, and I will take the money line in this one. I think the Colts are going to win this football game.
I don't know if they're going to win, but I do like the idea of playing the Colts here. With the rushing attack has kind of sold me, though I do worry that if he gets injured again, which just his style of play just doesn't translate well historically. So we're going to see if he can pull off like a Cam Newton kind of season where he stays healthy. He could be the sky's the limit with this guy. So that's the only thing that really scares me is it's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. So
not in game one, not in week 1 at home.
Right. So can we cash in when we can? So I do like that idea. I do like the Colts are sneaky. A lot of people have them as a sneaky playoff contender. So and they do have a ball control kind of offense, which could is kind of what you need if you're going to beat somebody like the Chiefs or Stroud and those guys with really good quarterbacks. So I'm with you here. They're at home. If that rushing attack really takes over the game, it could limit the amount of time C.J. Stroud gets the ball to begin with. So
that's right.
And they got a lot of moving pieces. They a lot of additions. The continuity could
look,
be off.
I know that the Texans have a really good roster. Everybody's talked about them. It's just you got to gel it together, and they gelled midway through the season last year, not at the beginning. So I agree with you. It could be tough. Okay, let's get your squad. The Jags are going to the Fins down in South Florida this time. So the Fins are 3.5-point favorites, 49-point total in this one. I love what you got here. You got to just read what you put down here.
The colors, the weather, the hair, and the style. How is this not an overgame?
Oh, yeah. It's definitely
This feels like an overgame. It's going to be 90 in Miami. It's going to be an overgame.
49 points? What are they thinking?
I don't know what they're thinking.
I mean, both teams can score, right?
Yeah, I see both teams in the 30s, honestly.
Yeah. What about the side? I mean, originally I was really back in the Fins. 3.5 is just a bad number, but
I like the Jags in the over. If you get it 3.5, I take the Jags. If you get it at 3, I would take Miami.
Yeah, I have to see what the official spreads are for Cirque. I didn't look at that today, but yeah, it's one of those picks that number's going to scare people off, but you think the Jags will keep it close?
Yeah, I do. I mean, it's a good football team. When Trevor Lawrence is healthy, they're a good football team. They have ETN, so they've got a top 5 running back. Arguably, they can play, ball control offense if they really. That's another way, like I said, to beat these good teams. You got to play ball control offense. So there it is.
See, Miami parlay money line. That's Eagles Miami.
There it is.
Senior Dave just spoke from Arizona back there. He just woke up. He threw some bones earlier. Okay, let's go. this is the last game I think in the early window. Is Panthers at the Saints. Saints are 4-point favorites at home, 42-point total. The Saints. First, I'm going to say it right now. Dennis Allen's going to be the first coach fired this year. He won't be fired in this game, but he's going down. I know it. But 4 points. Divisional road dog, man. This is a bad number. I think the Saints will probably win, but I would not bet the Saints here with the -4. It's a bad number. And 42 seems a little low. But what are you thinking?
I like the Panthers here. I think the Panthers is the side. I think that, fantasy standpoint, I like Alvin Kamara. I think he's due for a big game, but yeah, I like the Panthers, but I do like the over.
Yeah, of course.
With no Brian Burns in Carolina, we really don't know who a good pass rusher is going to be for this team. They did get a little bit better from the offensive line standpoint, so they should be able to score a little bit more this year, hopefully. Right. You can't have that 1 overall pick and not score points.
He's going to be better.
It's a disaster. So, but I think the Panthers are the side here. To your point, I think Dennis Allen's. I think he's got his days are numbered.
Yeah.
So.
Derek Carr, and just so you know, they did put what's his name, Taysom Hill on CBS back to tight end. He was listed as a quarterback in my fantasy drafts.
Oh, nice.
Give me a break. Okay, so for the late window games, you've got a few interesting ones, and I believe this is late window, which is weird, but Vikings at the Giants. The Vikings are a road favorite here.
Yeah.
1.5 points, 41-point total, super low. Everybody's just shitting on the Giants, which they probably should, but should Sam Darnold be favored on the road ever? It just doesn't make any sense. I know it's a low spread, but I can't do it with Sam Darnold. I'm not saying he's good or bad. He's got to show me something. So I would definitely not bet the Vikings in the spread here. If anything, I'd stay away and look at that total, and it seems really low to me. But what do you think?
No, I like the Vikings here. I think it's a Sam Darnold revenge game on MetLife Stadium.
Sure, on the stadium.
Yeah, so that's where he sees ghosts, and that's where he got his career really, destroyed in a matter of ways. So
well, he wasn't good.
No, I like the Vikings here. They're a better roster. Who's gonna? That's secondary of the Giants isn't very good. Like, who's gonna cover Justin Jefferson? Who's gonna cover Jordan Addison? These guys are gonna be open. But anybody.
So even Sam Darnold can get them.
Yeah, I think anybody that's made it to that level can at least hit guys that are wide open. Yeah, and I think these guys are gonna be wide open.
It's a stay away game for me. It's a no moss game.
No moss.
Yeah. So then we've got Raiders at the Chargers. Well, I guess maybe the Giants were in the early window. I marked it. So Raiders at the Chargers. The Chargers are a 3-point favorite at home. Really low total again, 40.5. So this is a new look team, the Chargers. I'm not sure what to expect. I know they're going to run the football. We know that. We know Herbert's been out with kind of some foot issues, but I'm sure he's going to be fine. And the Raiders, I don't know. I'm not big on this team. I know the mustache is there. He's got the cool hair, the headbands. You need a headband. That's what you're missing.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. Divisional road dog, 3 points. I'd probably take the Raiders with this plus the 3, but it's another stay away. I don't like the game at all. 40.5 is way too low for me. I know the teams have decent defenses, but that's just too low.
You think that's too low? Mm-hmm. I like the under.
Yeah,
I like the under here. Yeah, I
thought you'd say we live a little.
I think this. Well, I just think this game, both teams are going to try to establish the run. They both have kind of new head coaches. I think the wide receivers of the Chargers.
Yeah,
their core. I think
Lab McConkey.
And I think it's going to force them to run the ball more this year. And that's what Harbaugh wants to do anyway. And then I think it's just going to be a time of possession game. Like this game is going to fly by. I think they're going to be at halftime before any other game. Like, it's going to be probably 6-3 at halftime, or maybe.
So you got
3-0.
Chargers 2017, so push.
Yeah. So.
That's good. It may dip.
Well, no, it would be. It's 40.5, so that'd be a winner.
No, I'm just saying for the total.
Oh,
for the spread.
Yeah. So I like the under here. I like that.
Okay.
I guess I think the ball's just gonna get the air's gonna get taken out of the ball.
It's possible. Just a little nervous. 40.5, so low total. Broncos at Seahawks. This is also the second window. Seahawks are a 6-point favorite at home. 42-point total. Bo Nix on the road. I think he deserves the start, of course, but as a rookie, this is my survivor pick. I've got to talk action into it. I think that Seattle's going to win this game, and I think they're going to cover the spread, -6.
So I feel like Seattle will win the game, but I like the +6 with Denver.
Yeah.
I think you're getting kind of the same quarterback play from either one. Like, I think Geno Smith is not head and shoulders above Bo Nix.
But he's got a lot better weapons, doesn't he?
Maybe, but there's still the ability to probably. He's got a better offensive coach, though. Bo Nix does.
That's true.
So I think it kind of balances out. So I think it's more of a 3-point game. than it is a 6-point game. So
as long as they win.
I like the number with the Broncos here.
Okay.
I think there's a good,
what do you
good
think about the
running
total?
backs as well too.
Total.
I think a total's right on, honestly, because I see this as like a 20-24 or 23-20 game. So yeah, I feel like you're right there. If I would go Broncos, I'd probably go over.
Yeah, it's a live line game for me.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, Cowboys at the Browns is kind of the marquee game, I suppose, of the second window. Browns are 2.5-point favorites at home, 41.5-point total. Interesting game here. I mean, the Browns obviously should be good. You've got Deshaun Watson. In theory, he's maybe, I don't know. Flacco played so good at the end of the year last year. And then the Cowboys, there's all those question marks, lots of things going on. Do you think they're going to rise up and play for Jerry after what the commies guy said?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't.
I'd probably take the Browns at home, 2.5. Lame.
Yeah, I think it's a good number for them.
And it's
the broadcasting debut of the GOAT. Tom
is
Brady's
that
calling
right?
that game on Fox.
You think he's going to be interesting or kind of dry?
No, I think he'll be good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, he gave up his whole personal life to play football. I think he's very dedicated to what he likes to do. So
yeah, but he's not as clever or funny as Manning or something like that. So we'll see.
Yeah, we don't know though. He hasn't been in front of the camera as much. So
that's true.
We'll see.
I hope he starts eating more carbs.
Yeah, maybe.
What about the total in this? 41.5 seems fairly low.
It is pretty low. I would take
offense.
I would take the under. I just don't like the only person on the Cowboys offense is literally CeeDee Lamb. And what are they gonna? Does he have 20 catches?
He's the only guy.
Yeah, I mean they have Ferguson, I guess too, but I just don't like the Browns' defense at home last year was historic, right?
Yeah,
so
it was awesome at home.
They're at home. They're on the lake. I think the Browns are the side here. I don't like the Cowboys at all this year though too.
I know you said they're going to go under 500.
Yeah.
Bold move. Okay, last one in the last window is the commies, the Commanders at the Bucks. 3.5-point favorites for the Bucks at home, 43.5-point total. I don't know why I'm buying into the Jaden Daniels hype. Maybe because I have him on every single one of my fantasy teams.
Nice.
But again, I don't know if he's going to win this game. There is weather in this game. It's supposed to be like a hurricane or something, or a lot of wet out there. So it's going to be rough. I mean, we like the wet sometimes. But 3.5 is a bad number for the Bucks. So I definitely would take the points with the Commanders. It's just, will he win the game outright? We've talked about how rookie quarterbacks, especially on the road, are going to struggle. But I think he's just the kind of guy who's going to take over the game. He's going to run around and make plays, and as long as he stays healthy.
Well, he's got Austin Eckler back there with him too, so he's got a nice experienced running back. He's got Terry McLaurin to throw the ball too.
Scary Terry.
Yeah, they've got a good solid foundation for him to build on. So the weather does scare me a little bit with this game. Especially with that number, but I think if the weather does come through, I feel like that's definitely the side, right? Because it's going to be sloppy. I mean, both teams have kind of the same run game. The defense of the Bucs isn't what it used to be. It's getting, obviously a couple years older now. So I'm with you. I like the Commanders here. I like that side. I like the number. The over under, I would probably wait to bet it live to see what the weather looks like and see how well the players are kind of adjusting to it.
Fast.
Yeah, I mean, if they have crappy footing, I would take the under. Sure, but you'll see it right away.
Yeah, my only concern about taking the Commanders here is because, it's a Todd Bowles defense. I mean, he really calls the blitzes, and is Jaden going to be able to figure out what to do? Yeah. But he might be able to beat it with his feet. That's the only thing I'm thinking.
Could be.
Okay, the marquee games, the Sunday night football game is the Rams at the Lions. The Lions are 3.5-point favorites at home, 51-point total. I'm a little bit confused by the line because I think the Lions they're solid, but these teams were in the playoffs last year. They're both good teams. Yes, you lost Aaron Donald for the Rams, but I'd take the points here. 3.5 seems too much to me. I do think the Lions can win the game. 51-point total seems right on for me. So what do you think?
I'm against you. The reason why this line is the way it is because the Rams had so much offensive line shift in the last couple of weeks, where a center went to guard. The guard is now playing tackle. They've had a couple injuries that they're readjusting to. And they're at home. Detroit at home, I think Jared Goff last 2 years is 44 touchdowns and 9 picks. So this team eats at home. I think
start Jared Goff in your fantasy line.
Start Jared Goff a lot in your fantasy lineup. Yeah, I think the Lions are the side here. You're right. The number is a little wonky, but I think this is a bad time for these two teams to meet. I think the Rams are kind of a man down, if you will, and their defense is young. So I think it's going to be a tough spot for them to go in and play at Detroit. It'll be loud. They'll be ready, and I like Detroit here.
Yeah, Detroit thinks they're going to win the Super Bowl this year. It's not going to happen. Okay. Monday Night Football, Jets at 49ers.
And you have to take the over, by the way, because the Lions' defense probably isn't very good either. So I would definitely take the over there.
Jets 49ers. Wow, they put the Jets back on Monday Night Football week 1, huh? Exactly. So Aaron Rodgers returns with his Achilles and to the Bay Area. They're 4-point dogs on the road, 43-point total. The only thing I'm going to say is there's lots of noise about San Francisco. We talked about it last week. Is Trent Williams in the building yet?
Yeah, he's playing.
Okay, so he's playing.
He's signed. He's ready to go.
Did he stay in shape?
Who knows?
Okay, Ayuka signed, but there's just a lot of stuff going on. I don't like the Jets, but 4 points. That's a good question.
He has.
Good question.
He beat him once in the regular season.
Did Aaron Rodgers
once in San Fran? It was like a Monday night.
He's definitely beaten San Francisco, but
it was a comeback game for him.
It's a 4-point game though, so it's not a great number. I think this number is going to go up as the weekend goes. So if you like the 49ers, take them now because I think this is going to tick up to 5.
Yeah.
Or 5.5, and then I would go for the Jets.
Gotcha. No, I would. Yeah, I like the Jets at 4. Honestly, I think this is more of a 3-point game. Yeah. I just a lot of the stuff coming out of camp for the Jets too has been really good. To where like the varsity team is now finally playing the varsity team as far as the defense and offense going against each other in practice. Like the defense used to just destroy this team in practice. Yes. Now they have kind of met their match, if you will. So a lot of good things coming from Aaron Rodgers, how he looks after Achilles and everything. So I usually like the better quarterback. You're getting more points with the better quarterback, in my opinion. So I just think it makes sense here.
Now McCaffrey is still questionable. I think he'll probably play, but I would bet he's on a pitch count.
Maybe Elijah Mitchell he's out. Yeah,
it's going to be what's his name? Gosh, what's his name? Mason, Andre Mason or something like that.
Yeah,
I got him as a handcuff for him, but. Okay, so but you said the side you like plus the Jets plus 4.
Yeah, I like
I
the
said.
money here.
Yeah, I do think if you wait, you're going to get a better number. Okay, well, just a little recap. We obviously did the Survivor contest. We signed up. We signed up for the against the spread today. Really excited. So I still have to go over my picks for the action tomorrow, but we'll find out. And then we still got a full weekend. We're gonna roll some. We're here at Aria. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Thanks, Edmund, for hosting. And we're gonna chill out here for a while. Oh my God, there he is, Lieutenant Cavs. Lieutenant Cavs with the pink bottoms. What is he wearing over there?
Nice.
We have a Lieutenant Cavs sighting, everybody. It's really exciting here. He made it past the security somehow. But yeah, so we are going to we're going to watch the game. We're going to watch the Eagles game later. We haven't decided on the venue yet. We're going to do Craps and Venetian tonight if you're in town. Tomorrow we'll figure out, we're going to do maybe a pool party and then obviously a stadium swim on Sunday. So a lot to do.
I'm on vacation, baby. I'm enjoying the sun.
I mean, look at you. You got the nice shirt.
Yeah, we got to get the tan going. That's all.
Exactly. There's the Cavs. Can't miss those Cavs. So, okay, well, let's cut this a little short today because we obviously are out at the pool trying to have a good time. Follow us at Side Action Pod on Twitter and Side Action Podcast on Instagram. I know I said Twitter. And follow me at Wegs School on X and on Instagram.
Yeah, and Big Daddy Wegs here wants you to follow us on TikTok too.
Yeah, that's right. I made a TikTok. I made 2.
Be on the lookout for that I
put music to it
as we get more content pushed out. We can put your TikToks on Instagram too, by the way.
That's Side Action Pod or Side Action Pod? Right?
You tell me you made it.
Oh, damn it! You keep talking.
But yeah, you can catch us on X, or you can catch myself on X at Mr. Grumpy Gills, and on Twitter, or excuse me, on Instagram.
And he's going to add a TikTok later.
Yeah, but we can check us out at the side.action.
Podcast. It's podcast.
Okay, podcast on TikTok. So Big Daddy James can keep making those for you.
Yeah, just for you, coming to you. I know you guys really want to see those nice. TikToks. Definitely going to be a stadium swim. Maybe not rolling the dice, but maybe walking the strip a little bit. It's fun.
Yeah, we'll have a good time. Yeah, check us out on Instagram at Side Action Podcast. We'll be doing more stories. So.
All right, well, enjoy the first opening weekend, and obviously college, make some money, and we are trying to make some money all over the place, tables, bets.
There it is. All right. You're not playing, you're not winning. Love you guys.
All right.
That's a wrap for this episode of the Side Action Podcast. We appreciate all of your listens, and thank you for joining us. We'll see you all again next week on Thursday for some more hot picks and side action. Side Action Podcast, its owners and associates take no responsibility for the opinions or statements made by the show hosts or their guests. Statements or show topics are not necessarily the beliefs of this podcast, and opinions between talk show hosts may conflict. Individuals following the advice given on the podcast accept their own risk of losses from wagers made. As the Side Action Podcast, its owners, hosts, associates, or guests will not guarantee any advice given. The opinions and advice given on the Side Action Podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Intro and outro and transition music credits. Song titles Jerry 5 and District 4 by Kevin MacLeod at incompetech.org. Licensed under Creative Commons Attribution 3.0. creativecommons.org/licenses/by 3.0.